What's up guys, my name is Evan and today I'm going to be talking about Depop Stats and how you can view them. So if you're using an iPhone or tablet, you're going to want to log on using a browser, Google, Safari, etc. Today I'm going to be using my laptop to show you guys how you can find your Depop Stats and how you can use this feature. So now that you're logged in on a browser or through a laptop or computer, what you're going to want to do first is go over to the Sell button in the top right corner. Once you do that, it's going to bring you to an overview page where you're going to see a few options here, and near the bottom it's going to say Stats, so you're going to want to go there. Once you do that, it's going to bring you to this page where we're going to have a few options to view our stats. So once you're here, you have two options to view this graph. You can either view it as a graph or a table. Personally, I always use the graph, but this is what the table looks like. It's a little bit more numbers oriented, but I just prefer to use the graph because it's a little bit more straightforward. So once you choose which way you want to view this, you'll have four options: 7 days, 30 days, 3 months, and 6 months. Personally, I think 30 days and 6 months are the best two options, and if you go down to the right hand corner, you'll have a button that says compare with the previous 30 days. This will show you last month's numbers, and you'll be able to compare them a lot easier. So now this is the 3-month and the 6-month graph. The 6-month graph can really help you figure out how much you're making per year, and using the compare with the previous 6 months button, you can find a lot of data using this and really just fine-tune how well you're doing overall. This also makes it easier to track my expenses month to month, and if you're going to use the table, I recommend using it on the 3 to 6 month range. Since it's broken down into some bigger chunks, it's much easier to read, and I'll show you guys what that looks like right here. So the one problem I have with Depop Stats is that it doesn't have an overall section. It only goes back to a year, and one alternative for this is you can use the download sales button in the top right hand corner, and if you do this from the beginning, you'll have all your sales on file. So that's about all for the revenue section of Depop Stats, but right below this is another part, which is your items sold graph and table. So very similar to the revenue portion, you have the 7, 30, 3 months, and 6 months section, and as well as viewing this in a graph and table, you can also use this for your items. So scrolling all the way back to the top, you can select table and view this the same way you would with the revenue portion. So going over this in short, just because it's very similar to the revenue portion, I still prefer to view this in the graph form. It's just much easier to read, and I'm honestly not too sure what you can do with this information rather than just tracking what you've sold in the past day or the past months. And very similar to the revenue as well, you have that option to compare it with your previous results, and I'll show you guys what that looks like right here on the 3-month section. And while this is a bar graph, it uses a line to show you your previous sales. So I think the 6-month graph is the most important one when looking at this. I think that this is the best way to figure out how much volume you can sell in a time span, and that's really the only purpose that I see for this. Other than that, I just think it's a really cool feature to have. So that about wraps it up for Depop Stats. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll also be leaving a link to my Depop in the description if you want to go ahead and check that out. So don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.